Imagine that, in a world full of information, there are simple secrets that can transform your financial life, but many of us have no idea about them. Today, I'm going to share with you 6 facts that, if applied, have the power to change your financial situation. No matter where you come from, these insights are like keys that can open doors to wealth you never thought possible. But I want you to stay until the end. The last 2 points, they are true game changers. And if you really want to get rich, leave your like and comment on the following phrase, "I'm going to get rich." Remember that your comment shows your commitment to yourself, and it shows that you are already ahead of the majority and you will get rich, so do it. First fact, the mentality about money needs to change. Many people go through life believing that money is only for the lucky, those born with a silver spoon, or those who have some kind of free pass to wealth. But, my friend, here's the blunt truth. This is a limiting belief that holds us back. The central question is not who you are or where you come from, but how you see the opportunities around you. Imagine the world is a big video game. In some games, you start with limited resources, right? But as you explore the game, learn the rules and discover tricks, you will advance, gain more points, resources, and eventually get what you want. Real life can be very similar. The money is there, spread across the world, waiting to be collected by anyone willing to learn how to play the game. Think of people who started from scratch with nothing in their hands, but who changed their mindset and achieved success. People like J.K. Rowling, who was unemployed and living on government benefits when she started writing Harry Potter, or Elon Musk, who emigrated to the United States with little money and became one of the most successful entrepreneurs of the century. What did they have in common? A growth mindset, the belief that, with effort and persistence, they could make it happen. So my friend, stop and think carefully, because the opportunities to have a lot of money and get really rich are there. If you are well, if you are healthy, you are alive. So man, what were you waiting for? To start? As I've said in other videos, the internet is full of opportunities. This is the best time for a young person to start making real money, and also for others over 30 and so on. Change starts within you. Look around, see the opportunities, believe in yourself, and act. Your journey could be the inspiration someone needs to begin their own transformation. Second fact is, it is more difficult to keep money than to earn it. I know it may seem strange at first, but I'll explain it to you. Many people think that the biggest challenge is putting money in their pockets, right? Work, grind every day. And yes, this has its challenges. But here's the real thing. The trickiest part isn't getting money in, but rather preventing it from flying out of your wallet as if it had wings. Think with me. You earn your salary or make extra money. So what? What do a lot of people do? Spend. Spend it all. Sometimes even before you have it in your hand. And that's where the danger lies. I'm not saying you shouldn't have fun or buy things you like. The question is, how do you spend it? For example, let's say you win $1,000. Just to simplify, okay? If at the end of the month you spent all those $1,000, what's left? Anything. Zero. So, how is it? If an emergency arises? What if an incredible investment opportunity appears? It all went down the drain. Now, let's adjust this scenario. You get the same $1,000, but this time, you decide that you are going to spend more consciously. You allow yourself to use, I don't know, $700. This leaves $300. This is the money you will take and put into a savings account, invest, and make a profit. It's not about letting it sit still. It's about making it work for you. Look, it's a small change, but with a huge impact in the long term. This money you save and invest will start to grow and multiply. Suddenly, you're not just keeping money, you're growing it. And that, my friend, is what makes the difference between living counting pennies and achieving a certain financial security, comfort, and perhaps even financial freedom. So, the trick here is to learn how to control your expenses. It's not about cutting out everything that makes you happy, but about choosing intelligently where to put your money. It's about making choices today that will benefit you tomorrow, and then. So, does it make sense to you? I hope so, because this understanding could be what separates you from a more peaceful and prosperous financial life. So, let's reflect on this and make smarter decisions with our money. Because at the end of the day, it's not just how much you earn, but how you keep and grow that money that really counts. So, Moving on to the third fact that a lot of people end up bumping into without even realizing it. This one is about the trap of following what everyone else does. That story of being led by the system, you know? This is a point that really needs attention. So sit back and I'll tell you this. The third fact is, blindly following what everyone else does will not lead you to success. This may sound a bit contradictory at first, because from a young age, we are often encouraged to follow a certain path. Study, get good grades, get into a good college, get a secure job. Not that these things are bad, far from it, but the problem starts when we do it just because it's what everyone else is doing, without stopping to think if it's really what we want. You see, living in society means, to a certain extent, following some rules and standards, right? But the question is, to what extent are you willing to sacrifice your dreams and passions to fit this mold? I'll give you a very real example, and then you can even research it lately. A lot of people started creating YouTube channels about stoicism, right? In the beginning, those who started this wave managed to stand out, they were successful. But then, when everyone decided to follow the same wave, things became saturated. The market became so crowded that it became difficult to stand out by doing more of the same. But then, what happened? Some noticed this saturation and decided to do something different. They took the essence of what they wanted to say, but delivered it in a unique way, with their own identity. And these were the ones who managed to stand out, gaining prominence and, consequently, success. This shows something very important. Following the herd, doing it just because everyone else is doing it, may even be the easiest and least scary path in the short term. But in the long term, it's a recipe for discontent, for becoming just one of the crowd. Now, if you have a dream, a passion, something you really want to do, why limit yourself? Why not take control of your life and start building your path, even if it is different from what everyone else is following? You can start small, with what you have now, and grow little by little. It's going to be easy? Of course. But the truth is that nothing worthwhile in life comes easy. And here's the crux of that third fact. Don't follow the herd, especially if your heart and dreams point in another direction. Be true to yourself, your convictions and passions. Because at the end of the day, that's what will set you apart, that's what will make you happy, and yes, that's what can lead you to success in a way that being just another person never will. So, my friend, reflect on this. Think about what you really want for your life, and don't be afraid to follow a different path. The journey may be challenging, but the reward of living an authentic life aligned with your true desires is priceless. Fourth fact, a very important point that makes all the difference in the lives of those who want not only to dream big, but also to achieve those dreams. The scenario is common. A lot of people out there have brilliant ideas, the kind that make you think, wow, this could really change things. Ideas with the potential to not only generate wealth, but also cause significant impacts on society. The challenge, however, is not in coming up with these ideas. It's about turning them into reality. What I want to say is, ideas alone will not make you rich or successful. Action is the key. Think of it as a state-of-the-art sports car, the kind that makes everyone turn their heads when they pass by. Having that car in the garage is great, but if you never put the key in the ignition, it's not going anywhere. Likewise, an idea, no matter how revolutionary, has no value if it remains confined to paper or your mind. Now, let's face it. The world is full of brilliant minds, people with incredible potential and ideas that could truly change the game. But what differentiates those who really make a difference from those who just dream about it? Action. It's that simple. The successful are not necessarily the ones with the best ideas. They are the ones who take these ideas and do something with them. Imagine here with me. Someone had the idea of creating an application that simplifies something complicated in people's lives, something that everyone needs, but which is currently a painful process. This idea has the potential to not only generate wealth for the creator, but also benefit thousands, if not millions, of people. But if this idea remains only on paper, if the creator does not take the necessary measures to develop, test it, launch, and promote it, then it will be nothing more than a dream. So, what I want to say is, if you have ideas on how to get rich or how to make a difference in the world, great. But remember, the idea itself is just the beginning. The next step, and the most important, is to act. And I'm not talking about taking one giant step all at once. I'm talking about starting with what you have, where you are. Small actions lead to big results. The secret is to stay consistent, learn from your mistakes, and not give up. And if you're thinking, but I don't know where to start small. Do research, create a minimum viable prototype, talk to potential customers, ask for feedback. Every small action will bring you a little closer to your goal. Overall, the big lesson here is, don't let your brilliant ideas get lost through lack of action. Turn thought into practice. Be the driver of your sports car, not just a spectator admiring it in the garage. Remember, the difference between dreaming and achieving is in action. And believe me, you have what it takes to make it happen. So, what are you waiting for? The fifth fact, and this is one of the most revolutionary and, at the same time, one of the most misunderstood aspects of generating wealth in the modern era: the ability to make money while you sleep. Yes, you heard right. And I know that for some this may sound like a fantasy, something out of reach, or even cause for skepticism. Making money while sleeping? That's something for those who live in the world of the moon, some might say. But let me demystify this with concrete facts and, more importantly, with the reality of those who live this on a daily basis. Firstly, understand that making money while you sleep is not a fairy tale, but a concrete possibility of the digital age. I'm going to use a personal example here: online selling. In today's digital world, I, like many others, have sold countless products online. And the most incredible thing? Sales happen 24/7, even while we are in the comfort of our dreams. But, and here is crucial, this doesn't happen overnight. It is the result of knowledge, strategy, and dedication. Let's say you decide to explore YouTube, a platform with a relatively low barrier to entry. If you have a smartphone, you can get started now. That's how I started. But the key point here is knowledge. Mastering the area in which you want to operate on YouTube or any other digital platform is essential. This knowledge allows you to create content that not only attracts viewers, but also generates passive income through advertisements or product sales, such as those offered on Hotmart, for example. The truth is that we are in the best time to accumulate wealth in ways that previous generations could not even imagine. Having the limiting belief that you can't make money while you sleep is an obstacle you need to remove from your path. Of course, no one said it was easy. It requires work, continuous learning, and consistent application of the knowledge acquired. But the results? The results can truly transform your life. So, if you're paying attention, here's an undeniable truth. Applying knowledge strategically can not only change your financial life, but also break the myth that it's not possible to generate income while resting. YouTube videos, blog posts, online courses sold on affiliate platforms. Once they're there, they work for you day and night, rain or shine. And if there is one thing you should take away from this speech, it is that with the right knowledge and the dedicated application of that knowledge, you are not only empowered but also on the right path to turning this possibility into reality. So, how about starting to break down these limiting beliefs and explore the potential that the digital age offers? Last fact, and is, without a doubt, one of the most important and often most misunderstood when it comes to building wealth: the undeniable truth that wealth is earned over time. There is a common misunderstanding. A dream, it's a widespread belief that getting rich is something that happens overnight, whether by winning a big prize or finding a literal gold mine. But let's be clear, counting on these events is not only highly unlikely, but also a flawed strategy. Achieve lasting prosperity. Let's see, most instant wealth stories share a common theme. Even if someone wins the lottery or receives a large inheritance, without the right mindset and good management, it's very easy to spend it all and go back to square one. What does this tell us? That true wealth, lasting wealth that truly transforms lives, is built over time, with patience, strategic planning, and, above all, a clear understanding of how to manage and multiply money. The perspective of the truly rich is different. They know that getting rich isn't something that happens instantly, and it's certainly not the result of playing the lottery or waiting for a lucky break. Ask yourself, how many rich people do you know who attribute their wealth to gambling or lotteries? Probably none. It's because the truly rich understand that building wealth is a process that happens over time, through smart investments, risk management, and reinvestment of your earnings. This idea that you can get rich quickly with games or something like that is a big lie. Now on the internet in 3, 4, or 5 years, you really have this possibility. But of course, this wealth comes with time, effort, and mainly with consistency and persistence and a lot of discipline. So what is the message here? That lasting wealth is not the result of chance, but of commitment to a well-defined plan and the patience to see that plan unfold over the years. This is the way rich people think and act. They invest in knowledge, in strategic opportunities, and, most of all, they invest in time. The secret ingredient that, when combined with action and planning, can turn dreams into tangible reality. So, rather than chasing the illusion of instant wealth, our focus should be on cultivating the skills, mindset, and habits that allow us to build and sustain wealth over time. So, my friend, but now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about all this? Do you agree? Disagree? Do you have a personal experience to share? Your opinion is very important for us to keep this conversation alive and enriching. And there is a curiosity that has been following me for some time now. From which corners of the world are you watching and following our channel? Comment below, because honestly, this is something I really want to know. It's incredible to imagine how we can be connected, no matter the distance. If you like this video, if it brought you some insight, some new perspective, don't forget to leave a like. This is super important to me. And of course, leave your comment, share your ideas, your questions, your stories. This enriches our community and makes us all grow together. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Sign up now. This way, you don't miss any content and also help share this knowledge with more people. Remember, knowledge is power, but when shared, it is transformative. Finally, don't forget to share this video. The more people have access to these discussions, the more we can cultivate a conscious and thriving community. Until next time, and keep seeking, learning, and growing. Thanks for being here.